looks like not smooth. What?
The following is a presentation of the PAC Sports Network.
Good late afternoon and welcome into the Carey Center on the campus of St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you on the PAC Sports Network. It is the President's Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship game on the PAC Sports Network between the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the conference, the Washington and Jefferson Presidents and the St. Vincent Bearcats. Greg, these teams both having to win games last night, getting an automatic double bye to this spot in the semifinals. Not easy for either team last night. W&J a 54-43 win over the Grove City Wolverines in a game where Grove City led for 3 quarters of that game until W&J was able to end the third quarter with a 1-point lead, then open up the fourth quarter and begin to pull away. Teal gave St. Vincent all it could. The Tomcats came in as the number 8 seed following 2 upset wins on the road over number 5 Bethany and number 4 Chatham. The Tomcats went punch for punch with the Bearcats last night, eventually falling 76-69 in a game where the Bearcats were helped out by some bench players in that game that came up big, and also the fact that Jess Vormelker was held in check for the most part for the Teal Tomcats. Vormelker also was named PAC Player of the Year in women's basketball last night. These teams, pretty familiar foes, 2 of the heavyweights in the President's Athletic Conference. The 7th meeting in the PAC tournament since 2011-2012. W&J has won 4 of the previous 6 meetings. They also lead the all-time series 20-14. The last time these teams met in the PAC tournament last season, the President's Athletic Conference women's basketball semifinals, a 63-62 W&J win over St. Vincent in that game. That was a year ago today when W&J ended up blowing a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter. St. Vincent was able to tie it at 53. Then the teams went to overtime. W&J went on an 8-1 run to finish that game, and the Presidents were victorious 63-62 to lose to the eventual champion Thomas More in the title game. This year, something different. No more Thomas More. These 2 teams knew coming into the season that they would have a very good shot to get to this point, and here they are as we sit PAC championship title game, W&J and St. Vincent ready to go at it. Greg, these teams hard-fought wins last night. What are some things you're looking for this afternoon for both squads to get something done?
Well, it's going to start with Danielle Parker. When you're looking at W&J, she's been awesome this season for the Presidents, and going up against St. Vincent, in 10 games, she scored 157 points, 92 rebounds, and has shot 44.9% from the floor. Very great shooter against St. Vincent. And also looking at W&J, they've won 11 straight games away from home. And that's big. They're on the road tonight. They're playing here at St. Vincent, but they've been very good on the road. That's what I'm looking for on that side. On the other side for St. Vincent, you're looking at Kayla Slavenik as she was guarding Vormelker last night, did a great job holding her to just 12 points in that contest. You're going to have to look for her to be big again in that game. You're also going to look at Madison Kolar, who's been really good for the Bearcats all season long, and Maria Morgan, the senior, the only senior on this team that's going to be in this game for the Bearcats. You're looking at her to be the senior leader to help lead her team tonight. But what I'm expecting, it's going to be a great game. Just like we saw last year when these two teams played, it came down to the wire, went to overtime, and it was just a great game. That's what I'm expecting tonight.
Neither team losing a lot after this season. However, that is something that both squads will worry about down the line. Both squads splitting games this season, each team winning on the road. So if that would hold true today, W&J could like its chances. On November 28th, the first game of the President's Athletic Conference schedule, St. Vincent went to Washington and got a 69-58 victory over the Presidents. Then into January, right before February, on January 29th, W&J a 1-point win here at the Carey Center. The only PAC loss for the Bearcats this season in the 1-point defeat against W&J, as St. Vincent ended up finishing the conference schedule at 15-1, an astounding mark certainly for this squad that comes in 9-3 at home this year. Last night, it wasn't the starters that outshined everybody on the court. It was two bench players for each of these teams. For W&J, a great game from Maria Lawhorn. She had 21 points, 18 of those coming in the second half when W&J was trailing Grove City. Really sparked the comeback and then the eventual run that put W&J over the hill. For St. Vincent, Carly Kilgus was that player last night. 21 points for Kilgus, a career high in the win against number 8 Teal, and it also helped St. Vincent eventually propel its way to this title game. So that's just something you can take as an example right there. It might not necessarily be the starters that have the big games. The bench certainly showing last night how important it could be for both sides.
Yeah, and you could look at that again today and look at Kilgus and look at Lawhorn, and you know that they're both going to be shining. They're both going to see plenty of time coming off the bench after how they showed up last night in both those games. You're also going to look at the leaders on this team, and they're going to be the people that you got to watch out for. That's why I mentioned Parker, especially for W&J. That's who they run the offense through. She's had great numbers against St. Vincent. But again, like you talked about, Lawhorn, huge last night with those 21 points and 18 in the second half. You're going to look for her to be big again tonight.
Taking a look at how the PAC tournament has gone down on the women's side, both of these teams, quite frankly, having a pretty easy track to get here. St. Vincent never had to leave, because as the number 1 seed, they are the host school. So winning last night got them here to the championship game. W&J waited around until the semifinals as well, as W&J and St. Vincent both had double byes automatically into the semifinals. First round of the tournament, the 8 versus 5 matchup, the Teal Tomcats pulled off the upset 68-55. Waynesburg fell at Westminster 88-80. Then in the second round, Chatham and Grove City, after receiving byes, it worked out for one team, not so much for the Chatham Cougars, as Teal knocked off Chatham 75-70. Westminster blown out by Grove City, a 76-40 win for the Wolverines at home. Last night, 2 close games, as mentioned, 54-43, W&J getting the win. Teal eventually not being able to quite hang with St. Vincent in the end, falling 76-69. It sets up for a great matchup today. Number 1 versus number 2 in the PAC. It was just meant to be. Also last night, the all-PAC selections, looking at the women on each side in this game who were honored in that ceremony. For St. Vincent, a first-team honoree, Madison Colart, Maria Morgan named to the second team, and Jenna Lafko, the honorable mention. For W&J, Danielle Parker, a first-team selection. Ali Cito, a second team, and the honorable mention for W&J is Lauren Gilbert, who is out. She has been out since the game at St. Vincent earlier this year with a torn ACL. She was the freshman player of the year last year in the PAC. Honorable mention this season, so certainly a huge loss for the Presidents that has to be overcome if W&J wants a shot at this game. A very youthful lineup for W&J. Also some youth on the St. Vincent side of things, but both teams like to use a lot of the bench, and we will see impacts up and down the lineup. But right now we are going to step aside as it is time for the national anthem here at the Carey Center. But we'll take a break and be back with you next right here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there?
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
We are leaders and teachers, dreamers and winners. We are the coaches of women's basketball, united for the good of our game and those who play it. We are the WBCA.
And we welcome you back to the Carey Center on the campus of St. Vincent College. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you on the PAC Sports Network. Our producer, Amanda Sloan. Our camera operator, Logan Wade, a St. Vincent student helping us out for the PAC championship game between the St. Vincent Bearcats and the Washington and Jefferson Presidents. Taking a look at the starting lineups on both sides. First, for W&J, under 21-year head coach Gina DeRubo in year number 14 at W&J. Her team 13-3 in conference, 19-7 overall, and another appearance in the PAC championship game. The starting five: Kylie McKinnon, the 5'4 freshman; Ali Cito, the 5'10 sophomore; Alina McDaniel, the 5'8 freshman; Danielle Parker, the 5'11 senior; and Carly Stelter, the 5'4 freshman. For the St. Vincent Bearcats, under head coach Jimmy Petruska in his 9th season, his Bearcats getting to the PAC championship game. The Bearcats have never won a women's basketball PAC championship, and a good shot to do it tonight at home. The starting five: the 5'3 senior Maria Morgan, 5'2 sophomore Jenna Lafko, Kayla Slovenik, the 5'7 junior, Paige Montrose, the 6' junior, and Madison Kolar, the 5'11 sophomore for the Bearcats, who come into today 22-4 overall, 15-1 in conference. The Bearcats are 9-3 at home. W&J 3-0 on neutral site, also 9-1 on the road. So W&J a very tough road team as well. These teams on long winning streaks. St. Vincent winning 6 games in a row, W&J 5 in a row, and as mentioned in pregame, Greg Finley, great on the road, have not lost in 11 games.
Yeah, and tonight you're coming off of playing yesterday. In those semifinal games yesterday, they had some rest because they didn't have to play at the beginning of the week. You got that rust out of the way last night. You're fresh. You're ready to go. It's championship time for both these teams.
The Bearcats wearing the home gold jerseys with the green lettering and numbers, the white trim. W&J, the red road uniforms with the black lettering and numbers. The 5 already out there for both teams. Things are ready to go at the Carey Center. We will crown a new PAC women's basketball champion for the first time since 06-07. That was the first of many Thomas More championship runs. And the tip at center court is won by Ali Cito and the Presidents as we get things underway. It's Kylie McKinnon with possession. Now Cito beyond the arc. Parker going to take a three. She got it.
That's great separation. Got the screen that she needed, and Parker has the open look. You can't give her that.
W&J had 18 points in the first half yesterday. Parker had 9 of those 18. Ended up with 13 in the game for the first team All-PAC selection. Kolar from beyond the arc. That one's no good off the front end, but Lafko underneath puts it right back in. Lafko, one of the shortest players on the court at 5'2", but the sophomore out of Hampton was there for the rebound and putback. McKinnon from the block, no good. Great defense from Kayla Slovenik, and here come the Bearcats down by a point. Montrose thought about a deep two, now back outside. Slovenik drives, puts up a one-handed shot, no good. Parker has the board. McDaniel brings it up far side and slows things down. Now a handoff, passing inside. Parker medium 2, rims around and no good. Lafko has possession. Honorable mention All-PAC player with a pass to Kayla Slovenik. Slovenik tries to work it inside. Kolar another three. This time it's good. Kolar averaging over 16 per game to lead the Bearcats. Lafko going for the steal, and she got it. Here goes Lafko. Puts up a shot, no good. Offensive foul. And a great job by Alina McDaniel. Sets her feet and gets the offensive foul call.
Oh, great job by Lafko reading the pass, and then you give credit to McDaniel. Gets back on defense. Lafko had the open lane. McDaniel steps right in front, just outside the restricted zone to draw the offensive foul.
1 year ago today, W&J beat St. Vincent in overtime in the PAC semifinals. McDaniel, an wide open drive in, but too strong on the layup. Morgan back the other way. And a big collision inside. Deep 2 for Lafko is off the mark, and Cito has the rebound. Stelter, a pass back to McKinnon. Inside to Cito, and an offensive foul. Got Cito with a little bit of an elbow. Her first. Inside, Kolar in the paint against Parker. Kolar too strong off the back of the rim. Montrose fighting for a board. Slovenik comes up with the loose ball. Morgan drives in from the top. Lays it up, right hand, it goes down. Morgan, one of the lone seniors in this lineup, as a three is buried by Stelter the other way.
That helped defense to double up on the point guard, and McKinnon got rid of it in time for a wide open three by Stelter.
Morgan in front of the W&J bench. Lafko drives the baseline up underneath, no good. Some good defense from the Presidents. And McDaniel slowing it down. McKinnon around the logo. Nearly 4 minutes into this game. McKinnon a drive in, outside. Cito, top of the key, three, no good. Slovenik underneath, Montrose, easy.
Great cut by Montrose underneath the basket off the pick.
14 points last night for Paige Montrose, a key part of the St. Vincent victory over that pesky 8 seed. McDaniel on the wing, trying to create some separation, finds Cito. Now McKinnon under 10 on the shot clock. Freshman to sophomore underneath. Cito is fouled. Number 2 on Jenna Lafko. As we see a couple of St. Vincent players at the scorer's table. And the first one missed by Cito. Lafko checks out along with Slovenic. Carly Kilgus, one of the players coming in, a career-high 21 points last night, as well as being named our Foster Law Office's player of the game. Second free throw good for Cito. Kilgus controls it. St. Vincent leads by 2. Van Valkenburg from beyond the arc. Morgan at the top. A little bit of a push off. Now Montrose from the block knocks it down. McKinnon a drive in, picks up her dribble. Back out to Stelter. Circulating to Cito, and great defense from Montrose. Parker just takes it away, misses a shot, puts up a rebound, and gets it in off the glass.
And great job by Parker to not give up on that play. Literally took the ball away and makes it happen to get points.
A drive in from Van Valkenburg. Picks up the dribble, now back out Montrose, deep 2 area. Finds Kolar at the top. Morgan on the wing. She thought about a 3. Now driving in, layup, and it goes. A 13-9 St. Vincent lead. Parker, wing 3. No good, front of the rim. Bearcats try to help the advantage. Kolar from the elbow. No good. Cito underneath. The Bearcats trying to capture their first PAC women's basketball title. McKinnon stops in the lane. A pass down low gets deflected and stolen. Morgan ahead to Kolar underneath. Beautiful transition bucket. Kolar has 5 and the Bearcats lead it by 6. Parker defended by Kolar outside. An inside drive off W&J. Johnston couldn't corral it. And the Bearcats have the momentum as we go to our first break. Under 3 minutes left in our first quarter. St. Vincent 15, W&J 9. It is the PAC Women's Basketball Championship game right here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County has the convenience and service you can expect, including 24/7 banking. Download the First Federal mobile app or log on to firstfederalofgreene.com to access your account information, check your balances, pay bills, deposit checks, or even get started with a mortgage pre-qualification, all from your phone, tablet, or computer. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. Visit firstfederalofgreene.com for more information.
St. Vincent leads it by 6, under 3 to go in the first quarter from the Carey Center, the PAC Women's Basketball Championship on the PAC Sports Network. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you. Our only game today, the men's game being played at Westminster College as the Titans will host the Chatham Cougars. You can catch that game right here on the PAC Sports Network, courtesy of Westminster Cable. Kilgus, a drive-in, layup too strong, rebound by Parker. And that is taking place because of two upsets that occurred in the men's semifinals. Chatham came here and defeated St. Vincent, and Westminster defeated Grove City on the road. Maria Lawhorn into the game for the first time, tries an underhanded pass that gets knocked loose. Players going for it, a tie-up, and the possession goes to the home team.
Well, Donnie, the way this game started, you get a Danielle Parker three-pointer to open it up, and W&J looked like they were off to the right start, but it's all the momentum in the world right now by St. Vincent. The way they're playing defense, getting all over these loose balls and these passes, they're doing a great job.
Van Volkenberg now to Kilgus inside Montrose. Kilgus open three. Money!
Playing catch right there with Montrose, and then Kilgus had the open look, so why not?
St. Vincent doubling up W&J at the moment, 18-9. Drive in, a hard foul. McLeister goes down, but seems to be okay when she gets back up, and that foul is on Bree Van Volkenberg, her first. So McLeister will head to the line. A pair of points last night. That's right around her season average, 1.9 points per game. 14 makes out of 22 attempts at the free throw line this year. First shot goes in. W&J won the PAC championship in 2005-2006, that 05-06 season. After that, from 06-07 all the way until last year, every title was won by the Thomas More Saints, as the second one missed by McLeister. St. Vincent moving quickly, ball knocked out of play by Lawhorn, so the Bearcats keep it.
They were going to get that wrong. They originally pointed at W&J ball, and that was not the case. That was all Lawhorn.
I'm glad you caught that. I didn't even think that was a discussion. Ball thrown all the way backcourt. Morgan goes back to retrieve it. Kilgus on the wing. Led the Bearcats last night off the bench. Over to Morgan, back to Kilgus, inside Montrose, outside. It's Morgan, three-point. Yes! The senior trying to lift her team to a title. She has 7. Morgan was held to just 5 points last night as the Bearcats lead it by 11. Parker moving around, finds Cito at the foul line. Lawhorn drives in off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it bumps away to Maria Morgan. Looking down court, finds Kilgus open. Montrose to Kilgus in the corner, inside. Kolar underneath, puts up a shot, it falls. Bucket and the foul. The Bearcats look dominant early.
Oh, they sure do. It's offensively and defensively, they are rolling.
Kolar knocks down the freebie. 8 points in the opening quarter, as the Presidents really need to get something going. Just about 1 second difference, not even, between the shot clock and game clock, as the Bearcats have a 2-touchdown lead. Ball knocked away, stolen by Kilgus. Here come the Bearcats trying for more. Kilgus to the cup, no good. Parker the rebound. Under 5 seconds, Parker just standing around, and the Presidents won't get a shot off. First quarter comes to an end. All Bearcats after one, 24-10 St. Vincent. We'll take a break and be back for the second right here on the PAC Sports Network.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client. even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
About to start the second quarter here from the Carey Center. 10 minutes to go in the opening half. Greg Finley, a 24-10 lead for the Bearcats. What were some things that stood out in that first quarter that led to this advantage?
Well, Madison Kolar doing a great job underneath against Danielle Parker. That's what I've been watching, that matchup underneath. W&J likes to work the offense through Parker, and Kolar's just doing a great job keeping the ball away from her and not even letting her venture out for 3. Parker hit that 3-pointer, open up the game, but ever since then, it's really been Kolar just shutting her down. And then on the offensive side, Kolar with 8, Morgan with 7, hitting the 3-pointer that really helped them get the momentum going.
The Presidents start the second with possession. Lawhorn drives in, loses it. Kilgus has it stolen. Another steal for the Bearcats. Ferocious defensively. Kolar, open 3. No good, front of the rim and off. Coach DeRubo telling her squad to slow things down a little bit. Finding Cito on the wing. Last year, W&J led the game by 13 in the fourth quarter. St. Vincent ended regulation on a 13-0 run to send the game to overtime. Kolar inside. Looked like Parker got a lot of ball, but they're going to call her for the foul.
Wow, I thought they were going to get a jump ball, if anything, but they're going to call the foul on Parker.
First shot by Kolar is no good.
Pretty good free throw shooter, and Kolar 84% from the charity stripe.
Kolar 8 points in the first quarter. Make it 9 here early in the second. Already over halfway to her season average, above 16 per game. The 2 players involved in that last play, Danielle Parker and Madison Kolar, both of them first-team selections this season. The freshman McKinnon runs in, now back outside to Cito. Stelter beyond the arc, it's Parker, under 10 on the shot clock. Lawhorn driving against Montrose, loses it for a second, throws one up, no good, shot clock violation.
It's great help defense. Lawhorn in the corner as she's driving. You see Kilgus come in, the double, knock the ball loose, shot clock just at 2 and not enough time to get a shot off. That's great help defense by Carly Kilgus.
So the Bearcats get it again. Already a significant lead early. 15 is the Bearcats' lead. Van Valkenburg takes it into the corner. Finds Montrose outside, down low to Kolar, runs into some trouble. It's stolen away by McKinnon. The Presidents need something here. Izzy Allen into the game. McKinnon drives the lane, stop, pop. One-handed shot, no good. Rebound by Lawhorn, running into Kolar, and we get a travel.
And St. Vincent's making it very hard for W&J to work anything right now offensively. No open looks at the three-point line and not able to get anything underneath because of how they just keep switching and doubling, making it tough for W&J to score.
Giancola and Boring into the game for St. Vincent. Look out for Boring beyond the arc. Likes to hang around and shoot some threes. Knocked down a big one last night. Kilgus, a drive, left-handed layup is good. Bearcats are rolling. Up 17 early in the second. Outside, Allen. The drive, runs into some trouble. Offensive foul. Nothing going the way of the Presidents.
Nothing at all right now. Coach DeRubo just speechless right now, and she's going to take a timeout. She can't take a timeout. They don't have the ball.
DeRubo, a 7-time PAC Coach of the Year, has spent 14 years with the Presidents, spent 7 years prior at Bethany. Montrose deep two, count it. And DeRubo's going to take one there. 29-10, St. Vincent leads it in the PAC Women's Championship game. Around 7 to go in the first half. We'll take a break on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
29-10, St. Vincent lead over the Presidents of W&J. Greg Finley, both of us agreed during that timeout. We're pretty shocked by what we're seeing so far, especially based on how these teams played each other earlier this season.
Yeah, we've had close games whenever these two teams played each other, and W&J came here and won. St. Vincent went there and won, and right now it's just all Bearcats this entire way this first half.
St. Vincent trying to bring home its first PAC championship in women's basketball. Still a lot of game to go. And if any coach in the conference can get her team motivated to that point, it is Gina DeRubo, as Cito is fouled underneath. That foul on the floor, so the make does not count. The foul is on Kilgus, her first. Also at the half, we will be joined by Kevin Fenstermacher, the assistant commissioner in the PAC, as well as the director of communications with the conference. Shot put up, no good by Tori Bolton. And Cito has the rebound, trying to get it to Allen outside. Ball flying around, but the Presidents do in fact keep possession. Bolton inside to Lawhorn. Tough defense, and that could be another one on Kilgus in just a matter of moments.
Yep. So they're going to get it on. And see, that's the thing when you have the help defense. Kilgus came in a little too strong that time and ends up knocking Lawhorn over, and you just can't do that.
First shot for Lawhorn off the front end.
Look at this. They go back with Parker, and here comes Kolar. And that's smart. You bring Parker back in, and you're going to counter with Kolar, who's been doing a great job shutting her down.
And further proof that nothing will fall for W&J. Both free throws miss for Maria Lawhorn, and the drought continues. Van Volkenberg on the wing. She'll take a three. No good. A bit strong. The Presidents continue to look for some offense. They only had 18 points at the half yesterday. Struggling yet again. Parker, no good. Nothing will fall. Kilgus stops. Giancola from the foul line. Back rim. A foul called then on Giancola after the rebound was pulled in by McLeister. It was a 15-9 game at one point. St. Vincent scoring 14 since that point. W&J scoring just 1. Cito inside, running into trouble. Finally gets loose, and she can't hit the layup.
And this is just frustration right now by W&J. You're missing the shot. Now you're trying to get the ball back. You end up reaching in, and you're going to get called for a foul. Now that's 2 on Cito.
Have to watch out for that. Cito certainly has been one of the key players, especially since the star sophomore Lauren Gilbert went down with a torn ACL. Kolar open 3, front iron. And the rebound by McDaniel. The Presidents can't buy a bucket right now as they look to break something, at least to give some confidence. Down by 19. McLeister outside, 10 on the shot clock. Cito thought about a 3, now goes inside, passing it around again. McLeister saves it, goes into the crowd. 2 on the shot clock, a shot put up by McDaniel that doesn't hit the iron. This is incredible stuff, Greg.
It's incredible. Coach Petruska cannot be more than proud right now of the way this defense is playing. You've held W&J to 0 points here in the second quarter, more than halfway through, and they just haven't had many open looks. They've had a couple, and the ball just doesn't even roll in, but, man, they're making it hard just to get anything open.
3 for Kolar. Off. Rebound by Kilgus. Stepped around a little bit there, but it's stolen away. McDaniel stops dribble, pulls up, no good. Outlet pass, Kilgus lays it up and in. W&J won here on January 29, 59-58. St. Vincent won at W&J 69-58 to open up the PAC schedule. Drive, missed shot again, come down, foul on W&J. That's McLeister after Tori Bolton was off the target.
I mean, I'm to the point right now where I would say if you're W&J, you got to get the ball to Parker to get something going offensively, but Kolar's not letting them get the ball to Parker. It's truly incredible defense right now by St. Vincent.
W&J ended the first quarter with 10 points. The Presidents have not scored here in the second. They might do it here. McDaniel, fast break chance, lays it up and in. And the Presidents finally break into something. But the Bearcats still lead it by 19.
Got to try and cut it to 15 here before halftime to feel a little bit better about yourself.
Morgan 3, and it's knocked down.
Leads the team in three-pointers for a reason. It's 51 now for Maria Morgan.
The senior leads the team in scoring with 10. Parker, turnaround, medium 2, it's good.
Need more of that if you're W&J.
And even 20 is the lead for St. Vincent. Slovenik to Lafko. Back to Slovenik. Kolar, she'll take a deep 2, foot on the line. It's no good. Two minutes and some change left in the first half. Cito out to McLeister. Can't get it inside. Great defense from Montrose. 2-on-1 chance for St. Vincent, and it's answered by Slovenik. She's on the board, her first 2, and the lead is 22. Johnston loses her dribble. Ball rolls out of play. McKinnon will insert herself back into the game. McLeister takes a seat. Johnston to do the inbound. A runner, no good. McDaniel off the mark. Lafko to Morgan. Inside Montrose, elbow shot knocked down.
Wide open. That's ball movement by St. Vincent, and you find the best looking shot, and Montrose took it.
Three-pointer for McDaniel is no good. Rebound try out on W&J, and St. Vincent gets it back with around a minute to go. (38-14). The Bearcats trying to make a laugher out of the PAC championship. Morgan, a three, off the back rim. McKinnon with around 30 seconds. About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Inside the arc, Cito drives against Montrose, no good. Shot clock is off. Bearcats have a chance for the last shot, but that's off the hand of Madison Kohler, so the Presidents will have the honors. If you're W&J here, even though you're down 24, do you take the final shot to try to get some momentum going into the locker room?
Absolutely, you take the final shot here. Because if you give the ball back to St. Vincent and they score, it's just going to make it even a bigger lead. You've only scored 4 points here in the second quarter. You got to get something here, close out the half.
Van Valkenburg knocks it out of play. Around 10 seconds left in our opening half. And again, at the half, we'll be joined by Kevin Fenstermacher, the Assistant Commissioner and Director of Communications in the President's Athletic Conference. McKinnon, the freshman, loses her dribble, picks it back up. Tries to drive in, a pick by Cito, outside for three. Yes! Right before the buzzer, and Ali Cito, with her first field goal of the game, makes it a big one. She has 4 at the half, and she hopes that carries some momentum into that second half. A 21-point St. Vincent lead after 2 quarters, 38-17 in the PAC Women's Basketball Championship game, right here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things
ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out into community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. Time Ad Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
We are the coaches of women's basketball. We are leaders and teachers, dreamers and winners. We are professionals who conduct ourselves ethically and with integrity. We place the education, safety, and well-being of the athletes we coach above all else and teach them the fundamental values they need to succeed in life. We are coaches united for the good of our game and those who play it. We are the WBCA.
Welcome back to the Carey Center on the PAC Sports Network. Halftime coverage of the PAC Women's Basketball Championship, where at the half the host St. Vincent Bearcats lead the W&J Presidents 38-17. But now for our halftime show, we are joined by the Assistant Commissioner in the President's Athletic Conference, Mr. Kevin Fenstermacher. So Kevin, thanks for your time today.
You got it. Halftime entertainment. That's what I'm here for.
Starting with this game, just in general, a 38-17 game at the half, but being played at St. Vincent College, sort of a change of what we have been used to for about the past decade, where it has always been at Thomas More College in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. So just in terms of that, the logistics behind it, the fanfare, what are some things that you're happy about with how the season turned out in the PAC for women's basketball?
There's a very happy commissioner and assistant commissioner. There's a lot of moving parts to this week. We consider our crossover championship week between the winter and the spring sports. So we started out with wrestling. We were into swimming last week, and then we had our indoor track championships Thursday. Typically, Joe and I would work those, get out of Youngstown State, who has a beautiful facility down there, about 11 o'clock. Go home, jump in the car at 8 a.m. and drive down to Kentucky, which this is what we do. We love what we do. Does it make it easier to be in Latrobe or Washington, PA? Absolutely. And I think with the way that the women have their tournament set up, with the semifinals and the finals on one site, you can tell the crowd is way into it this year. I mean, the two semifinal matchups last night were great basketball games, but the crowds were really engaged. The St. Vincent student section was awesome. So yeah, I think outside of just the locale, it allows a lot of people to get to these games that might not just have wanted to get down to Kentucky for those semifinals and finals games.
In terms of the challenges for you and then the PAC Commissioner, Joe Onderrico, with the upset of St. Vincent men's the other night, that makes the championship game for the men's side be played at Westminster College later on today when Westminster will host Chatham. What kind of challenge did that create for you guys, being that it had to be one of you here, one of you there?
Not much at all. It's the people that are familiar with the PAC are obviously familiar with myself and Joe. We've been doing it a long time. Joe and I were colleagues when we were sports information directors at Teal and Westminster, respectively. And a lot of the people within the PAC kind of know how we just do our business. So we can't do what we do without the administrators, the coaches, the support we get from our presidents. So people know that sometimes we're going to have to split up, and sometimes there just isn't going to be coverage. If we have 3 events going on at one time, we can't cover them all. But everybody's really cool with that. We get to as many games and championships as possible. But this is just part of the job for Joe and I. We love what we do, and for him, it was easy to just go with the men. I stayed here in Latrobe last night. So we'll stay here again tonight, make sure the men's gets covered and get a release out and get photos and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of know how we handle it. We just stay out of each other's way while we do it.
You mentioned a little bit how hectic the past week was with all of the championships going around the PAC, then sort of culminating with the basketball championships. Just kind of describe how hectic of a week that is for you and Joe to go through.
I tend to complain a lot during this week, but I know that there's other people that have a lot hairier jobs than what we have. So yeah, we travel around a lot and have a lot of late nights and things like that, but we're not cracking atoms or anything like that. So like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to getting through swimming, which is a 4-day championship event, which is really awesome. Then we just push on Monday right into basketball, and then with indoor track and field on Thursday. The thing that Joe and I, personality-wise, we couldn't be any different. But the thing that we are about the same on is the attention to detail and as much attention that we can give to our student athletes as possible. We treat our indoor championships the same way we treat our men's basketball championship. There is no sport that gets preferential treatment. We don't defer to any sports in this conference. All of these kids work hard. All these parents travel the same distances to get to these championships. So we want to put on the best championship possible. And like I mentioned earlier, and my voice is going to go, so I'm sucking on a cough drop. But we have great coaches, we have great administrators, great presidents who put a lot of resources, a lot of time, energy, effort into putting on events like this. And the semifinals last night, which were a terrific event. So yeah, I think Joe and I, we just kind of know the way that we need to get things done, and we just get it done.
To highlight wrestling for a moment, wrestling, of course, at the high school and college level, a huge thing in Western Pennsylvania especially, but also around every school in the President's Athletic Conference. Only a few schools in the PAC have wrestling teams, but one of our PAC teams, Waynesburg, Jake Evans, the heavyweight, picked up his 175th collegiate win recently, which was the most of any collegiate wrestler at any level. So that's something that is kind of hard to take in at first, but how cool is that for the President's Athletic Conference to have that accolade?
Yeah, the cooler part was that it happened in his championship match at the PAC Championships, was when he established that new record. So there was just a lot of people looking at each other like, okay, what do we do with this now that it actually happened? And Jake's a great kid. He never smiles, and he actually smiled in his championship photo when we awarded him with the Most Outstanding Wrestler Award this year, which I was really shocked at. But yeah, we have 3 teams that wrestle, and they competed at the Southeast Regional Championships this weekend, and we're going to be sending 6 kids to nationals. Jake, obviously one of those kids who won at 285 today. So yeah, with 3 schools, it's tough. they probably don't get the fan support and some of that things that our basketball teams and some of our other sports will get. But yeah, wrestling was in Greenville this year, which has a really strong community with regards to wrestling. So there were a lot of people that came out for that. And the way that we format our wrestling championships now is each team is able to put in 2 wrestlers at each of the weight classes. So it gives more kids an opportunity to get involved in the championships. And it was a great event. You know, we do it on a Friday. It takes all day, but we get it knocked out on a Friday and then just kind of move on. The guys have a week off, and then they get into the regionals where they were this weekend.
Kevin Fenstermacher, the Assistant Commissioner in the President's Athletic Conference. Thank you for joining us
for
halftime today, the PAC Women's Basketball Championship at the Carey Center. That'll do it for us. We'll take a break, and when we come back, break down some first half numbers, then get into the second half here on the PAC Sports Network.
To leave renting behind? Let the friendly loan officers at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County guide you through the mortgage process and make your homeowner dreams a reality. And if you're planning to take on the work yourself, ask about an owner-builder loan and be your own contractor. Already own your home and looking to finish a project? Consider using a home equity loan or line of credit from First Federal. From a new roof to a deck or patio, if you're planning an improvement, we're here to help. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. Visit firstfederalofgreen.com for more information.
You can't just wait for it. You have to go get it. You have to push yourself, because limits only begin when hustle stops. You have to work together, because you can't get there on your own. You'll have support, because you're more than just a name on a list. And then you'll get there. That's success. And I hope it's ready for me, because I'm ready for it.
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
Now fully co-ed, Chatham University offers over 40 majors in the health sciences, sustainability, business, and the arts and sciences. Qualified undergraduates can also be admitted into our integrated undergraduate and graduate programs in physical and occupational therapy, physician assistant studies, and more. Live on our historic Shadyside campus or our Eden Hall campus, the first in the world built for the study of sustainability. Strong academics, Division III men's and women's sports, one-of-a-kind campus locations. Chatham.edu.
Second half set to begin here on the PAC Sports Network. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you. Our producer Amanda Sloan, camera operator Logan Wade. Another thank you to the Assistant Commissioner and Director of Communications in the President's Athletic Conference, Kevin Fenstermacher, for joining us at halftime today. Greg, real quick before we get started for this second half, a 21-point St. Vincent lead. What has to happen on each side for things to carry out?
St. Vincent has to keep their head in the game. Don't let it get away from you. You have a big lead, but you got to keep it going. W&J, you got to start scoring quick.
And St. Vincent will keep scoring. Madison Kolar has 11 in the double figures as we open up the second half in a 23-point St. Vincent lead. McKinnon, a drive. Bucket is good.
Nice take. At the open hole, finishes with the floater.
Lafko setting the offense. Finds Kolar at the top, driving against Parker, lays it up and in.
Don't let her take over if you're W&J. Already down big. Kolar gets going. It's over.
The Presidents need a pretty substantial run to get back into this. Cito loses it. McKinnon right underneath. She can't hit from 3 feet. Lafko outside. Finds Montrose cutting in. Back out to Slovenik right in front of her bench. Kolar against Parker. Back out to Slovenik. Halfway through the shot clock. Slovenik spin move. Met by Cito. Great defense. And the Presidents get the ball.
Good block by Cito.
W&J trying to win PAC title number 6. Foul underneath. That's on Paige Montrose. Just her first. Neither team really in foul trouble. Cito has 2, Lafko has 2, Kilgus has 2. It's just 3 combined players on both teams. St. Vincent has never won a women's basketball title in the PAC as McKinnon another drive and finish. The only 4 in the second half scored by McKinnon. Kolar has 4 for St. Vincent in the half. Bearcats doubling up the Presidents right now, 42-21. Montrose out to Lafko, across to Slovenic, inside to Kolar, really going around the world on this. Back of the rim and no good. A foul on the floor on Slovenic, a little bump. This is certainly something that could work in the advantage of W&J. Get foul trouble up for the Bearcats. Number one, you get to the free throw line, and you also could get some key players into foul trouble. Pass inside, knocked away. Morgan comes up with the loose ball. Outlet pass down the court, knocked out by McDaniel.
And that's a case where if you're McDaniel, you just let that one go. That ball was way overthrown. It was going to go out of bounds anyway.
Van Valkenburg inbounds to the senior, Maria Morgan. Had 10 in the first half, a couple of trays. Van Valkenburg drives the baseline and is fouled underneath. Danielle Parker is guilty of the foul. Puts the junior out of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, Bree Van Valkenburg, at the line. She misses the first. The Bearcats went into the locker room knowing they were just one half away from their first PAC title in women's basketball history. Coach Petruska would love to see that in his 9th year. This is the first time Jimmy Petruska has seen the PAC without Thomas More College having his first true shot to win it all, and his team is doing so now, up by 22 with the basketball. Lafko slows it down. Corner to Morgan, back to Lafko. Sophomore drives in off the hands on a tough pass to Morgan and out of play. So the Presidents get it. Parker to Cito. Around 6.5 to go in the third. Parker tries to drive in off the foot of Montrose.
And they are so focused on Parker. As soon as she touches the basketball, you get the double team on her and make her get rid of it.
Cito, deep 2. With some separation, it's no good. McKinnon brings it back out for the Presidents. She has 4 in the half. Parker a deep 2, and this is no good. Lafko gets the board. Lafko quickly up the floor, wide open underneath. Van Valkenburg misses the bunny. And the Presidents retrieve it. Stelter drives, no good. Montrose the rebound. Paige Montrose, the type of player when you watch, you sort of think she could have a closet full of Defensive Player of the Year titles if somebody named Kate Balcom isn't in the PAC.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's everywhere on defense. And Balcom just a little bit better than Montrose this year, but talk about Montrose, but it's just the St. Vincent Bearcats defense as a whole especially in this game. They're just making it impossible for W&J to get anything going offensively.
The second best scoring defense in the conference, as Morgan puts up a three, misses everything, out of bounds off Kilgus, and the Presidents get it. But St. Vincent allowing just under 58 points per game. That average looks to hold up in this one, as the Presidents have just 21. McKinnon against Van Valkenburg, the freshman, off the glass. It doesn't fall, but she does get 2 free throws. Second foul on Bree Van Valkenburg. That sends Kylie McKinnon to the free throw line. The 5'4" freshman out of Wheeling Park High School. First shot is good. Right around the season average with 5 points, averaging 5.1 per game. Had 0 last night, but did have 6 assists in the W&J comeback win over Grove City. The lead is 20, full court press put on by W&J. The Bearcats break it. Halfway through the third, Morgan in the corner. Thought about a three. She's going to drive the baseline, find Kolar inside, puts one up, no good, and Parker takes it out of the air. McKinnon finding Johnston. Johnston the drive, dish outside. The three put up and buried by Tori Bolton.
Needed that. W&J trying to feel some momentum here.
Kolar wide open underneath. Here comes Parker with the defense and the stuff. The Presidents trying to claw some life into their bench. Johnston underneath, misses the 2, and Van Valkenburg fights for the tough rebound. The lead is 17. Still comfortable for the Bearcats with around 4 to go in the third. Montrose deep 2. No good. Great box out by Johnston down low to get it. Outside Lawhorn. Inside, Parker on the block against Kolar, struggling, and she is fouled. Kilgus came in for the double team, and Kilgus is guilty of the foul, her third. And we get a media timeout. Under 4 to go, 43-26. St. Vincent leads it in the PAC Women's Championship game right here on the PAC Sports Network.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
First break in this third quarter, under 4 minutes to go. W&J is still trailing by 17, but trying to claw back into it, stepping things up on defense the last few possessions as the Presidents try to show there is some life left. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you on the PAC Sports Network. Parker on the wing. Lawhorn underneath, no good. Montrose again, great defense in the rebound. Kilgus looking for a dish. She passes to Morgan, now inside Montrose, back out to Morgan. The senior has 10, all of them in the first half. Kilgus, now to Morgan again. Kilgus on the wing, 10 on the shot clock. Montrose outside Morgan, she'll take the three. She got it!
Separation. Great give and go at the end of that play with Montrose and Morgan. Hits the three.
The senior has 13. 3 triples in the game. Johnston, the rebuttal is no good. Van Valkenburg bouncer to Morgan. Kolar at the foul line. Outside, Van Valkenburg thought about it. Drives in. Across to Morgan. Corner, Kilgus, a three. Yes! The lead is back to 23. Inside, Parker down low, and it's a foul on the Bearcats. A great find by McKinnon, a dangerous pass, but a successful one. That sends Danielle Parker to the line. Foul on Paige Montrose, her second.
So just when W&J had something going, cut it to 17 points, St. Vincent knocks down back-to-back trays, and now back to 23.
Big free throws for Parker. First one is good. Parker has 8, averaging 15.3 points per game. She had 13 last night after having 9 of the team's 18 points in the first half. Second shot good. Parker has 9. Today, W&J scored just 17 in the first half. A pass outside, that's going to be saved by Morgan, but a steal here by McKinnon. She stops her dribble, nearly a travel. Lawhorn a pass outside, but it's an offensive foul, and the Bearcats get it back anyway.
And Morgan got her feet set, saw that Lawhorn was coming flying in to kick it out and drew the charge. Nice job by Maria Morgan.
Second foul on Lawhorn. And Maria Lawhorn, after having 21 points last night, held to 0 so far today.
That's 3 now on Parker.
3 fouls on Parker, so look out for that. 2 on Cito. Underneath, laid up and in. Morgan adds to her total. She has 15. Bolton, medium 2 is no good. Kolar inside. Van Valkenburg now to Kilgus. Quick drive in, Montrose. Van Valkenburg driving left block off the glass and in. Blowout City right now, 25-point lead, St. Vincent over W&J. Johnston, spin move, right-handed shot, no good. Lawhorn a rebound, she's there to get her first bucket. Kilgus in the corner to Morgan. 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Inside, it's Kolar, left block, great defense from Parker, but there is Montrose to pick it up. Paige Montrose into double figures. 4 Bearcats have 10 or more. W&J can get the last shot. McKinnon, the drive. Short 2 is no good. Rebound for the Bearcats. And St. Vincent is 1 quarter away from claiming its first title in PAC women's basketball. A 25-point St. Vincent lead. We'll be back with the 4th here on the PAC Sports Network.
To leave renting behind? Let the friendly loan officers at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County guide you through the mortgage process and make your homeowner dreams a reality. And if you're planning to take on the work yourself, ask about an owner-builder loan and be your own contractor. Already own your home and looking to finish a project? Consider using a home equity loan or line of credit from First Federal. From a new roof to a deck or patio, if you're planning an improvement, we're here to help. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. Visit firstfederalofgreen.com for more information.
We are the coaches of women's basketball. We are leaders and teachers, dreamers and winners. We are professionals who conduct ourselves ethically and with integrity. We place the education, safety, and well-being of the athletes we coach above all else and teach them the fundamental values they need to succeed in life. We are coaches united for the good of our game and those who play it. We are the WBCA.
Going into the half, it was a 21-point St. Vincent lead, and the Bearcats built on that just a little bit in the third quarter. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley on the PAC Sports Network. Our producer, Amanda Sloan, camera operator, Logan Wade. It is the PAC Women's Basketball Championship game, and St. Vincent leads it by 25 going into the fourth.
Yep, just going to have to lock down on defense here and don't let W&J go on a run. Don't let this game get ahead of you. Got to finish.
The Presidents need to go on a massive run. First shot by McDaniel in the fourth is no good. Tie up goes to St. Vincent. Last year, these teams met in the PAC semifinals. St. Vincent rallied in the fourth quarter, trailing by 13. They ended it on a 13-0 run to send the game to overtime. W&J eventually won it 63-62. Kilgus drives and is fouled by Cito underneath. Unless we get a massive run from the Presidents, I don't see that happening today.
W&J had something going to start out that third quarter where they cut it to 13 points, but off the media timeout, St. Vincent took full advantage, knocking down back-to-back three-pointers, extending it to 23, and now starting to run away with it even more, up by 26.
Carly Kilgus, the 5'8 sophomore out of South Fayette High School, averages about 6.5 points per game. She has 12 in this one and really stepping it up these last two nights. A career-high 21 last night against Teal. A three made for Tori Bolton, her second triple of the day. She has 6. The Presidents try to do anything they can to clamor onto some life. Kolar shot no good. There's Kilgus, the putback, misses. A fight for it. Kilgus comes up with it again. Outside to Lafco, and things get reset. Kilgus in the corner. Another drive-in. Left-handed shot. She's fouled again. And that could be number 4 on Cito. Instead, they get McLeister. Second on McLeister, so Parker and Cito both have 3, and McLeister now with 2. First one made for Kilgus. She moves up her total to 13. The last time somebody not named Thomas Moore won the President's Athletic Conference, it was Washington and Jefferson, as Kilgus misses the second. W&J won it in the 05-06 season. Under Coach DeRubo, by beating Thomas More in the championship game. Last year, W&J was in the title game. Blown out by Thomas More, as everybody was in the conference. Foul underneath. That is on Van Valkenburg, her third. McDaniel runs into a body and gets fouled by Aaron Giancola. In the act of shooting, so McDaniel, the freshman out of Morgantown, Has 2 points in the game, averaging 6 per game on the season. Had 3 last night and has 3 tonight. The men's championship game will take place after this one, but not at the same location. The Westminster Titans will host that game against the Chatham Cougars. You can catch the game here on the PAC Sports Network at pacstream.net, with courtesy going to Westminster Cable.
There it is again, W&J subs. Parker back into the game. St. Vincent counters with Kolar.
Lafko in the corner. The quickness, throws up a shot, left-handed, and it goes.
That was beautiful.
The sophomore out of Hampton, a PAC honorable mention this year. With points in each half, she has 4. It's back to a 25-point lead. Underneath to Lawhorn. Turnaround shot, no good. A box out by Montrose, and Lafko ends up with it. So quick down the floor to set up the offense. Kilgus on the wing. The top, Kolar, a 3. There it is. 16 for Madison Kolar, and that could be our dagger. A 3 taken on the other end and knocked down. Bolton with her 3rd of the game. Even with the 3, it's still 25. St. Vincent had it up to 28. Losing it down low. Montrose gets it back outside. Another for Kolar. In and out. McLeister brings it up, around 6.5 to go, and the Presidents have to get moving. McDaniel moves in, fakes out Lafko. The medium 2 is no good. Lawhorn the rebound. On the block, puts up the shot, and fouled by Montrose. Maria Lawhorn, a key player for the Presidents last night. This one goes in, out, off the backboard, and then eventually back in. She has 3. Off the bench last night for the Presidents, Lawhorn had 21 in the comeback win over Grove City. Making her first here. Second one good. Lawhorn has 4, all of them in this half. It's a 23-point game with just over 6 minutes to play. Lafko picks up her dribble, finds Giancola inside to Kolar. And now a bounce back outside. Van Valkenburg drives in. A shot taken from about 6 feet is no good, but a tie-up goes to the Presidents. McLeister losing her footing, falls to her knees, but does get the pass off. Bolton a deep 2, no good. Up ahead, Lafko to Kolar underneath. No call, no whistle, out of bounds. Off the hands of Kolar on the missed shot, so the Presidents get it. 5.5 to go. We will have the ceremonies after the game live for you on the PAC Sports Network, as St. Vincent is just about 5 minutes away from getting that first title in school history. The Presidents have 5, last winning in 05-06. That was the first foul on Kolar. Kilgus 3, got it! Kilgus has 37 points combined in her last 2 games. 21 last night, 16 tonight. It's a 26-point lead, and now the Bearcats steal it again. There is no slowing down for this St. Vincent team. LAFCO now has possession. LAFCO back out to Kilgus. 5 on the shot clock. Kilgus drives off the glass, no good. Giancola gets in on the action. A rebound and put back, her first 2, a 28-point game. Both teams in hard-fought knockout battles last night. A 3 taken, or a deep 2 for Lawhorn is good. She has 6. But 2 rough and tough games last night, and it seemed that a little bit more was taken out of the Presidents than the Bearcats, as St. Vincent has had momentum from the word go in this one. A foul on Izzy Allen. That looks to be her second. And we get a media timeout. Under 4 to go. 68-42. St. Vincent leads it in the PAC Women's Championship game. We will take a break here on the PAC Sports Network.
Whether you're a traditional college-bound student, busy adult, or an advanced degree seeker, Geneva College offers degree programs tailored to your professional goals and personal commitments. Online or on campus, you'll enjoy personalized attention and a supportive Christian community of inspiring scholarship. Complete your degree in business, engineering, education, counseling, or one of 50 other programs. Geneva College. Step forward, leap ahead. Head to geneva.edu to get started.
It begins here, on a beautiful campus in southwestern Pennsylvania. At Waynesburg University, students become leaders in education, in business, in government, and science. They learn to tackle real-world issues with innovation and purpose, and are prepared for these roles within a community that fosters spiritual growth. Waynesburg University, a tradition of faith since 1849.
68-42, St. Vincent has a 26-point lead in the PAC Women's Basketball Championship game. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley on the PAC Sports Network. Greg, we've said it a couple of times today. This is certainly not what we expected coming in.
No, we didn't. The number 1 versus the number 2, and these teams played pretty close games against each other throughout the regular season. I really did not expect this, but give credit to St. Vincent.
The only St. Vincent loss in conference came at the hands of the Presidents in this building. W&J won at the Carey Center in late January. Under a month later, and the Bearcats making a laugher out of the conference championship game. Kilgus, 10 on the shot clock. Giancola from the foul line. No good. A fight for it. McLeister ends up with it, and she's fouled. Number 4 on Montrose sends McLeister to the line. 1 point for the sophomore out of Johnstown. She had just 2 points last night. That's right around that season average, missing the first. LAFCO comes out, and the senior Maria Morgan checks in. Second one is good. Around 3 to go, and it's stolen away. Stelter, drive, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Van Valkenburg. Now Kilgus down the floor to Giancola. Inside to Montrose. And the Bearcats going to slow things down. If they didn't taste it yet, they really taste it now. Under 3 minutes, up by 25. Morgan, a drive. Dish underneath. Van Valkenburg gets it out. A deep two for Montrose. Back rim and off. She gets her own board. The Bearcats in more than full command. Morgan, Giancola. Montrose out to Van Valkenburg at the top, 10 on the shot clock. Her drive, no good. Lawhorn took it out of the air. That shot never made it to the bucket. This will be the first title for St. Vincent and also the first title for head coach Jimmy Petruska, who has been one of the most outstanding coaches, not only in the PAC, but in Division III on a national level. Bounce pass underneath, Giancola can't finish. A great feed from Kilgus and a foul going the other way.
Great pass. Giancola just unable to finish, but that was a phenomenal pass.
Kilgus, one of the best in the PAC in terms of assists, but it has been her scoring that has been on full display the last two nights. The 21-point outburst, career high last night. As Lawhorn makes the first, she has 7. Second one is good, 8. Van Valkenburg now back to Kilgus. About 90 seconds to go. And the countdown will start momentarily as Coach Petruska is going to empty his bench. And a foul to Maria Morgan. And we're going to see 5 new Bearcats come in. Everybody going to experience this one. Lauren Gamble, the freshman out of Bishop Canavan, will do the inbound. 5 new Bearcats in this. Maria Claybaugh. Inside the arc. Kramer back out to Claybaugh. She'll take a triple. Back of the rim. Rebound for the Presidents. Just about a minute left. And it's stolen away. Claybaugh picks it off out of the air to slow it down. And Worcester gets bumped. Emily Worcester takes a bump from Lawhorn. And she's going to the free throw line. The freshman out of Homer Center can't hit the first. And we will see head coach Gina DeRubo do the same thing and see some of her bench players enter. Second one, rolls around and goes out. Johnston back to Catherine Martin, who recently entered the game. Stelter, that two gets deflected in the air, no good. Here come the Bearcats, moving quickly, throws up a shot, it does fall. Taylor Gear gets in on the action. The Bearcats up by 25. The shot clock is off. Allen, her shot is good, counted, and the foul. Izzy Allen, the 5'11 freshman out of Cannon McMillan. The old-fashioned three is converted, 70-48. Worcester gets the inbound, under 10 to go, and Coach Petruska calling the Dogs off. The countdown has begun, and the St. Vincent Bearcats will win their first title in PAC women's basketball. A 70-48 blowout over the number 2 seed, Washington and Jefferson, as the Bearcats celebrate on their home floor. And as the teams meet to shake hands, we will send it to a break and be back with the championship ceremonies next from the Carey Center, right here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County has the convenience and service you can expect, including 24/7 banking. Download the First Federal mobile app or log on to firstfederalofgreene.com to access your account information, check your balances, pay bills, deposit checks, or even get started with a mortgage pre-qualification, all from your phone, tablet, or computer. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. Visit firstfederalofgreene.com for more information.
Welcome back on the PAC Sports Network post-game show of the PAC Women's Basketball Championship. Donnie Chedrick and Greg Finley with you. Some history made this afternoon at the Carey Center on the campus of St. Vincent College as the Bearcats host and win their first President's Athletic Conference title in women's basketball. A 22-point victory for St. Vincent. Greg, quite a special moment.
Oh, absolutely. You can see the energy from everybody on this team, how happy they are, and what a performance, a dominating performance in the PAC championship game by St. Vincent, the number 1 seed. Own it on home floor against the number 2 W&J Presidents. These were the 2 teams that were going to play in the championship, the 1 versus the 2, and St. Vincent proved why they deserve number 1. They are the champions.
And we see the Bearcats receiving their championship hats and shirts. Quite the celebration for St. Vincent, and you can't be happier for a guy like Jimmy Petruska, the head coach of this Bearcats team. He's been around almost for a decade already, hard to believe, but he has run into a buzzsaw every single year. If it's not W&J, it's Thomas More that the Bearcats can't get by. Thomas More out of the equation this year. He comes into the season thinking his squad has a chance to win it all. It comes down to the likely foes, the 2 heavyweights remaining in the conference, St. Vincent and W&J, and the Bearcats get it done. So huge congratulations to Coach Petruska to do this in his 9th season. His assistant coaches, Ashley Campbell, Jasmine Weems, Kurt Mattern, all of deserving credit as well, as you see the team photo being taken. Quite a performance. You really can't say enough, and I know we've talked about it plenty all day, how good St. Vincent was this afternoon into this evening. After last night, a tough one against Teal, they could not put away the number 8 seed, and you wondered, what did that take out of the Bearcats? Well, clearly today it didn't take out anything. They come out and cruise pretty much from the opening minutes. They had a lead at the end of 1 that was 14 points, and it built after that each quarter.
Yeah, I mean, W&J had it rolling right out of the get-go with a Danielle Parker 3-pointer where you think, okay, here we go. They get the first point of this game. They're setting the tone. But St. Vincent had other plans, and they just had it going in that first half. Like we said, you hold W&J to just 7 points in the second quarter. You put up 14, and you have a 21-point lead at halftime. And just an overall amazing performance all season long by St. Vincent. And they are really feeling it right now here in the Carey Center.
Yeah, really a cool scene, Greg. The student section inside the Carey Center congratulating their classmates, most importantly, on the accomplishment, history being made. This is something that hasn't been seen in the past because the team that has won for the last 12 or so years, it pretty much became expected. We didn't get any scenes like this, but today, truly a special moment as St. Vincent captures its first PAC championship in women's basketball. Ninth-year head coach Jimmy Petruska getting it done. The Bearcats will now go on to the national tournament, the Division III national tournament, and it will end up being a team that right now they don't know, but there's a chance it could be the Thomas More Saints, the number 2 ranked team in the country. That would certainly be an interesting run-in in the first round. However, that's all just speculation. The Bearcats, of course, having to wait for the selections to be made. So St. Vincent finishing the PAC season and tournament with an overall record of 23-4. W&J will finish 19-8, finishing in second place. The Bearcats have won 7 in a row as they end the PAC tournament. A huge win again for St. Vincent. But Greg, just looking at the numbers for this one a little bit more, we see Maria Morgan with 15. 16 points, though, out of 2 other players, Carly Kilgus and Madison Kolar. 10 points for Paige Montrose. She also had 9 rebounds and 4 assists, adding 3 steals. Again, doing pretty much everything. For the Presidents, nobody finished in double figures for W&J. 9 points led the way for Danielle Parker. She had 9 points and 10 rebounds. Tori Bolton also had 9. Maria Lawhorn had 8 points and 8 rebounds. So our Foster Law Office's player of the game, we're going to go with Maria Morgan, the senior who will be the first one to cut the net for St. Vincent. She had 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, really able to infiltrate that offense and also hit some huge triples. Greg, talk about the game Maria had.
Yeah, Maria was awesome offensively and defensively. Goes 3 for 5 from three-point land and 6 of 8 total shooting. She was awesome in this game. Only missed 2 shots, played great defense, was all over the ball, double teamed, and it was just an awesome performance tonight by the Bearcats, and it was all thanks to the senior leader, Maria Morgan. He also had a great performance from Madison Kolar, who had 16, and Carly Kilgus, who also had 16. Kilgus was awesome in this tournament. 21 points yesterday, 16 points tonight. Really a huge reason why they won these games. Carly Kilgus off the bench.
Carly Kilgus yesterday, 21, her career high against the Teal Tomcats. 16 today, as she will soon be one of the ones to cut some net and take it down. We see Paige Montrose go up now. Just such a team performance from the Bearcats, and that's sort of the environment that Coach Petruska has had his team learn in, just really team basketball. You see that on the men's side as well with Coach D.P. Harris, but really up and down the lineup, you get so many contributions from everybody.
Yeah, 4 players reached double figures in this game tonight, and like you said, they even bring some people off the bench. They put up the numbers that they needed to, and you can't talk about the defense enough. They were absolutely fantastic in this game.
W&J shot just 27.5% from the field, 14 of 51, the number on that. 54% though from beyond the arc, 6 of 11, and 73.7% from the line, shooting 14 of 19. St. Vincent was pretty strong in all 3 of those categories. 44% from the field, 28 of 63, 8 of 18 from 3, which was 44.4%, and also 6 of 11 from the line. You would like that to be a little bit better. However, it doesn't really matter in this case because St. Vincent, it didn't come down to free throws in this one. It was a 22-point win.
Yeah, and then they had the lead all the way through. The lead just kept growing bigger and bigger. W&J made it interesting when they cut it to 17 points at one point, but off the timeout, back-to-back three-pointers, you go up by 23, and they just kept running away with it, and can't say enough about St. Vincent in this game today.
So St. Vincent will collect its first PAC title in women's basketball, and we will recap the entire tournament. The first round, none of these teams were involved, none of the teams that were even to this point besides Teal, who made an appearance in the semifinals, becoming the first 8 seed to make it to the PAC semifinals. Teal went to Bethany, got a victory, 68-55. Waynesburg fell at Westminster, 88-80. In the second round of the tournament, Teal, the slipper still fit for the Cinderella, knocking off Chatham 75-70. Westminster fell at Grove City by 36 points. Then we get to the semifinals, a matchup between 3 and 2, Grove City and W&J. That was truly a hard-fought battle, really a hard-nosed, old-school type game, as W&J eventually victorious in that one, 54-43. St. Vincent had their struggles with Teal. The Bearcats could not get by the 8 seed as the Tomcats went punch for punch with the Bearcats. St. Vincent eventually winning that game 76-69. And then today, what we thought would come down to maybe the final possession, as it has so many times through the years. And W&J had St. Vincent's number once it meant the tournament and the championship game was possibly on the line. This time, however, it went all Bearcats all day. When you break down the scoring, in the first quarter, St. Vincent was up 24-10. Second quarter, going into halftime, it was a 38-17 St. Vincent lead. End of 3, a 25-point St. Vincent lead, 55-30. And then the final score of this one, 70-48. So it was all Bearcats today, and really at no point were the Presidents really in it besides the first few moments.
Yeah, and after the first three-pointer, made it 3-0, might have been it for W&J. St. Vincent was just awesome all the way around today and well deserving of the PAC championship.
Only a few more people left to cut the nets. The coaching staff now on duty with the scissors in hand. And the crowd sticking around. Another cool moment is the fact that the men's basketball team can be seen wearing the road uniforms of the women's team. That is the St. Vincent men's basketball team out in full support for this women's squad that has made history today. A whole team effort in a St. Vincent blowout win. Also a friendly reminder that after the conclusion of this broadcast, stick around. The men's broadcast, of course, won't be played here. It will be played at Westminster College. The Titans will play host to the Chatham Cougars. Both of those teams getting upset victories in the semifinal round. Chatham over St. Vincent inside the Carey Center. And then a 3-2 victory as Westminster defeated Grove City on the road on Thursday night. So that men's game will be brought to you right here on the PAC Sports Network at pacstream.net. And that will be brought to you by Westminster Cable, as they will have the coverage of that one. Just waiting for the final few people to do some net cutting. We had a nosebleed. Christina Davis, who has received the Sportsmanship Award this year as a member of the Bearcats. One player from each team in the PAC winning the Sportsmanship Award, a knee injury that ended her season. But due to the injury, could be back for next season, so not necessarily is her time done as a member of Bearcats women's basketball. So the one lone senior on this St. Vincent roster, Maria Morgan. Of course, we did pick her as our Foster Law Office's player of the game because she is the only one that will absolutely not be back for the Bearcats next season. She went out in a big way, 15 points, 3 threes in the game that really led to the St. Vincent lead later on.
Senior leadership, always the big thing when it comes to these championship games, the leadership. And it all started with Maria Morgan in this game tonight.
Still got some pieces of that net that have to come down.
Got to get Coach Jimmy up there. And he's got to be the last one.
Coach Petruska getting the pats on the back, and here he comes. Jimmy Petruska winning his first PAC title in his career in his 9th season as he finishes the net and will take home the rest. St. Vincent victorious over W&J 70-48. The Bearcats collecting their first PAC women's basketball title. St. Vincent will go on to the Division III national tournament. W&J this season likely heading to a possible ECAC berth. St. Vincent finishing the year 23-4. Still a game or so to be played. They get into the tournament. W&J still some games to go. A 19-8 finish for the President. So that will wrap things up for us. For my partner, Greg Finley, our producer all season long, Amanda Sloan, Logan Wade, our camera operator this afternoon, Randy Gore, the man that runs the show at the PAC Sports Network, and the rest of the PAC Sports Network family that has been with us all season long. That will do it for us from the Carey Center at St. Vincent. Once again, repeating the final score, St. Vincent 70, W&J 48, as the Bearcats capture their first PAC Women's Basketball Championship, and you caught it all here on the PAC Sports Network.